Right. Salahia. Bear with me 1 second. Right, Salahia. Shalom, Israel. Shalom. Before we get started, real quick, I wanted to give all praises, all honor, all glory unto our Father in heaven, whose name is YAHAWAH, BaHaSham YAHAWASHI, BaHaSham RAWCHAA QADASH. Right, YAHAWAH is the true name of our Father in heaven. People ignorantly call God Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, all these other names, right? His real name, right, his proper name in the Hebrew tongue, which is the Lashon Kodash, right, the separate tongue, is YAHAWAH. The only begotten Son's name is YAHAWASHI in the Hebrew tongue, who people out there ignorantly call Jesus Christ, Yeshua, Joshua, whatever the other name is, right? His name is YAHAWASHI, meaning he delivers, right? The Father's name means he is YAHAWAH. YAHAWASHI meaning he is to deliver, or he is salvation, right? That's Matthew chapter 1 and verse 21. Right? And RAWCHAA QADASH is Hebrew tongue for the Holy Spirit, right? Which dwells with us and which motivates us to teach, man, to feed the flock, right? Which motivates us to learn and to study to show ourselves approved, right? And basically, which speaks through us to the sheep of the Most High, man, right? Which is basically the voice of YAHAWASHI, right? When he said, "My sheep hear my voice," right? We do that through YAHAWASHI, telling us there, Salahia. We do that through the RAWCHAA QADASH, right? The Holy Spirit, right? So without further ado, real quick in this lesson, right, in this video, in this session, I wanted to quickly touch into the day of the Lord, the day of Yahawah, BaHaSham YAHAWASHI, right? When I say the day of the Lord, I mean the day of his return, right? The great and glorious day of YAHAWASHI's return and on earth, right? When he's coming back to subdue these nations, when he's coming back to, destroy these heathens, man, destroy the heavens of these heathens, right? To cast them down from heaven in towards earth, right? And Esau Edom to cast in towards hell, man, right? Because death, which is Esau Edom, shall be cast into hell, and shall be cast into the lake of fire, and so will our hell, man. Our hell will also be cast into the lake of fire, right? By way of YAHAWASHI, by way of him coming back to free the Israelites, man, the elect among Israel, that is, right? Because the elect is going to be gathered throughout the four corners of the earth before YAHAWASHI completely destroy this place, right? The elect of Yahawah BaHaSham YAHAWASHI is going to be delivered wheresoever Yahawah BaHaSham YAHAWASHI scattered them, right? And they're going to be delivered via those chariots just before those nuclear missiles hit, just before the chariots do whatever it is that they're going to do upon this planet, man, right? Which is mainly to destroy, right? People have this illusion, right? Or this I don't know what you want to call it, but then they have this false idea or this false narrative of the day of the Lord being sunshine, man. That the day of the Lord being a day of rejoice. Yes, it is a day of rejoice for the nation of Israel, man. But when you're in it, when you're feeling it, it's not gonna be feeling like rejoicing, man. It's not gonna feel like a happy day. It's gonna feel like a gloomy day, a dark day. Now, of course, you're gonna rejoice afterwards, Alright, we're going to rejoice after the fact that this world has been destroyed. We're going to rejoice after the fact that we've been delivered. Alright, but when you see with our own eyes, it's going to be a fearful thing to watch, man. It's going to be a fearful sight. Even for the elect. Right, we're gonna be scared shitless at the same time. We're gonna be excited. Right, because we're gonna see the salvation of the Most High, and we're gonna see this world from a bird's eye view being destroyed. Right? So let me get this preset real quick. Bear with me. Right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26. This is Isaiah chapter 26, and let's start at verse 20. Right, it says, "Come, my people." Right, who is the Most High's people? Right, that's the nation of Israel. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and alike, right, are on Negroid descent. Right, of Negroid descent. Right, you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans of Negroid descent. Right, you're the true biblical Israelites, man. Your forefathers are not who they told you they are. Your forefathers are not Africans. Your forefathers are not Hispanic. Your forefathers are not Native Americans. Right? Your ancestors are of Abraham, are of Isaac, and are of Jacob. Your ancestors are of the same race or the same nation as King David, as King Solomon, as YAHAWASHI himself. Right? You are the true biblical Israelites. You are the true people of the Most High. True chosen people of the Most High. Right? So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 26. Verse 20 says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers. Shut thy doors about thee," man. That's the Israelites, so that's the elect going in those chariots, going in those chambers, in those chariots. Right, we're hiding ourselves, man. Hiding ourselves from what? Listen, it says, "Hide thyself as it were a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed, until this world has been utterly destroyed, until Yahawashi's mission on his return has been fulfilled." Right, until death and hell have been cast into the lake of fire. Hide thyself, because it's going to be a fearful sight. Now we're going to witness it, because in the book of Psalms it says, "Only with thine eyes shalt thou see the reward of the wicked, or the punishment of the wicked." Roughly paraphrasing. Right? So it's only with our eyes that we're going to see this world being perished. It's only with our eyes that we're going to experience death and hell being cast into the lake of fire. Now that sighting is going to scare us shitless. Right? For sure. But we're going to be saved out of that, man. We're going to be delivered out of that. YAHAWAH willing. Right, it says, "For behold, the Lord Yahawah cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity." Right, starting off with Esau, Edom, followed by these heathen nations, followed by the 2/3 and the the multitude of our own people, man. Right, which are gonna be destroyed to the four corners of the earth. And those 2/3 that are going to be destroyed in Babylon. Right? Because they have done iniquity, man. They have dwelled in iniquity. They are drenched in sin, man, and have not repented for it. Neither have they taken into account the name and, the mercy and the counsel of Yahawah and Yahawashi, but cast it to naught, but set it at naught. Right? Read the book of Proverbs, the first chapter. That book is to save a lot of lives, man. Right? Proverbs, the first chapter. Really, the point is starting at verse 20 or 21, somewhere along those lines, all the way down. So verse 21 again, it says, "For behold, the Lord, Yahawah is his name." Wherever you see Lord or God in all caps, that's the Most High. Yahawah is his name, right? Behold, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth. How is he going to do that? By way of his son, by way of YAHAWASHI, because he's going to send his right hand, which being YAHAWASHI, to come and subdue the heathen, to come and make war with the dragon, right? To come and set the great whore of Babylon to naught, man. To cast the so-called Luciferians out of their heaven, right? To punish, it says, cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity, right? The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain, right? So the Lord is going to utterly destroy this place, man, right? And we're going to be, the Most High is going to tell us to go in our chambers, to go in towards our rooms, right? And to hide ourselves, man, until this alienation be overpassed. Right, so now let's go to the book of Amos. Salachia. Esau's technology, man, can be whack sometimes. What did I say? Book of Amos, chapter 5, right? This is the book of Amos, chapter 5. Here's the chapter 5. Chapter 5 and 18. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and 18. Right? It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahawah Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI," man. Right? Because as I said previously or earlier on, people have this false narrative or this idea that the day of the Lord, Yahawah Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI, is a day of light, is a day of rejoice, is a day of singing, right? It's a day of laughter, a day of sunshine and rainbows and hugs and kisses and whatnot, right? This is what the prophet Amos said. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord," meaning destruction unto you that desire the day of Yahawah. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. So imagine running away, you turn around, you see a bear running away from a lion, right? As soon as you turn the corner, right, as soon as you escape that lion, immediately you're met by a bear. What kind of bear is it? Use your imagination. It says, "Oh, went into a house," right? So you ran away from that bear, right? And you leaned your hand on the wall, and you were bit by a serpent, bit by a cobra, bit by a mamba, whatever. A python gets a hold of you, whatever, man. Right, so basically what this is saying is that there will be no escape, man. Nobody is going to be able to escape the day of Yahawah Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI, save the elect, because the elect are going to be ordered into get into their chambers. Verse 20 says, "Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?" Right? The day of Yahawah Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI is not going to be a day of light, man. It's not going to be a day of rejoicing, especially for you wicked, especially for those that do not hearken unto Yahawah Ba'ashem YAHAWASHI. His return is not going to be something to look and to smile upon, man. People are going to be having heart attacks just by witnessing it. But for the elect, only with thy eyes shalt thou witness the reward of the wicked. Right? I want to get this in the NLT. New Living Translation. I think it's Amos, right? Amos chapter 5. Right, this is the book of Amos chapter 5. Right, it says, warning of judgment coming, of coming judgment. So actually a warning of coming judgment. Right, this is Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. It says, what sorrow awaits you who say, if only the day of the Lord were here. If only the day of YAHAWAH were here. You have no idea what you're wishing for. That day will bring darkness, not light. In that day you will be like a man who runs from a lion only to be met by a bear. Escaping from the bear, he leans on his hands against the house and is bitten by a snake. Yes, man, the day of the Lord, YAHAWAH Bahashem will be dark and hopeless, without ray of joy or hope. I don't know about you, man, but that doesn't sound like a day of rejoicing to me. Right? YAHAWAH is a terrible power. YAHAWAH is a power not of all love. It's not an all-loving power. Right? In the book of Exodus it says YAHAWAH, or the Lord, is a man of war. YAHAWAH is his name. So as much as he is about judgment, as much as he is about repentance, as much as he is about long suffering, as much as he is about so-called love, as much as he is about forgiveness, he's also about destruction, man. He's also about hate. Yes, God hates. Did not he say he loves Jacob and hates Esau? Did not he say he is mad, or he is basically he hates the wicked every day? Right? So the day of the Lord, YAHAWAH Bahashem Yahushai, is not a day that you should look for like that, man. Because that's a day of utter darkness. That's a day of gloom. And we're going to show you how. We're going to show you how. Get the book of Revelation, chapter 1 and 7. Because Yahushua is going to make his return. Is going to make his return. Well, that's how YAHAWASHI, rather, is going to make his return. By way of those chariots. By way of what people so-called UFOs. By way of what people so-called UFOs, man. Alright? So this is the day. This is Revelation chapter 7 verse 1. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, man. Who is that speaking about, man? Who is that speaking about? Let's jump up to verse 5. It says, and from YAHAWASHI, right, who people literally call Jesus Christ, right? YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, right, meaning YAHAWASHI, meaning he saves, and HaMashiach, meaning the anointed. So it's YAHAWASHI, the anointed, right? Who is the faithful witness and the first begotten of the dead, the prince of the kings of earth, unto him that loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood, right? Speaking about the elect, because he only died for the elect in this time. Now, yes, he did die for the whole house of Israel to be brought back up in the kingdom, but he only died for the elect to be saved in this time, because only the elect is going to be forgiven of sin in this time. The others, we're going to see you on the other side, right? Coming back as our children, coming back as the offspring of the elect. That's reincarnation. Yes, it is biblical. I think I did a lesson on that a few months ago. Verse 6, it says, and he hath made us kings and priests unto the Most High and his Father. Right? He made us priests unto Allahayim and his Father. Right? Meaning the powers, the supreme judges, and his Father. Right, to him be the glory and the dominion forever and ever. So let it be. Verse 7. Behold, he who YAHAWASHI, which is called HaMashiach. Behold, he cometh with clouds, so-called UFOs, chariots, right, the spaceships, right? There's not aliens in those spaceships, man. It's not aliens in those so-called UFOs. It's angels. All those UFO sightings that you've been seeing on the news, right, that you've been seeing in so-called conspiracy theory websites or whatever. Those are the angels, man. Right? And they're going to make themselves appear. They're going to make themselves manifest in the day of the Lord, even before then, Lord willing. Right? Because the end of the world is going to happen in effects and signs, right? That's the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9. It says, behold, he cometh in clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall what? Shall wail. I'm not going to rejoice, right? They're not going to shout for happiness. They're going to wail because of him. Even so, so let it be. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is, which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. And better believe that this time around, man, his is not coming in that lamb state that he once was. He's not coming in that submissive state that he was, man. Right? Because back then he was made a little lower than the angels. Right now he's at the right hand side of the Most High. Back then he had to perish for the sins of Israel and for his own sins, as you know, Solomon and as Adam. But in this time, man, he has the Father's power within him. Did he not say, he shall not meet thee as a man? This is Isaiah chapter 47 and 3. It says, thy nakedness, speaking unto Esau, right? Or the virgin daughter of Babylon, says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame will be seen. Meaning we're going to know who these people are, man, and we're going to know their shame. We're going to know what they're about. It says, I will take vengeance. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. He's going to meet them as what? As a God, man, because that's what he is right now. He has that new body. That 1 Corinthians chapter 15 body. Right? Last few verses. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, last few verses. That body. Right? The immortal body. The godlike body. The heavenly body, so to speak. Right, so now let's get how Yahawah, Bahasham YAHAWASHI is going to come back. Let's get the book of Isaiah chapter 63. Is it 53 or 63? Isaiah, let's start at 63. I think it's 63. Right, who is he that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? That's right. Barakata Yahawah Bahasham YAHAWASHI. So this is Isaiah chapter 63, right? In verse 1, this is how YAHAWASHI is going to make his return, right? We're going to pair that with the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 13. Is it chapter 13? Bear with me 1 second. 2nd Ezra, I think it's chapter 13. Yep, it is chapter 13. Right? And we're going to pair that with Revelation chapter 19. Marriage of the Lamb. Right. Yeah, let's get started. So this is Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1. It just says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? Right? Edom, well, the Edomites today are the white man. Right? Your so-called Caucasian. Esau, Edom is the so-called white man. Right? So who is he that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? I think Bozrah was the capital city of Edom, if I'm not mistaken. If not the capital, then it was one of the biggest cities upon Edom, right? Which Edom is where Esau dwelt. And Edom is another name for Esau, right? Esau, which is called Edom. So who is this that cometh from Edom? So-called Caucasians, right? So-called white man with dyed garments from Bozrah, which is in Edom. This is this that is glorious in his apparel. So when YAHAWASHI returns, he's gonna be decked out, man, in all manner of, precious jewels and precious gems, right? And jewelry, and just gonna be precious in his apparel, man. His appearance is gonna be precious, glorious, right? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, which is what? The armies of heaven. Those so-called UFOs, those chariots. Right? I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore, or why, art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine-fat? Right? Why are you all red, man? Why is your garments all red? Like you've been treading in the wine press, like you've been, making wine, treading upon grapes. My man, it says, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people was there none with me. For I will tread them in my anger. Speaking about who? The other nations, my man. It says, and trample them in my fury, and their blood will be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my remnant, man. I will read that one more time. It says, I have trodden the winepress alone, right? And of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger. So YAHAWASHI is pissed off, man. Right? Vengeance is in YAHAWASHI's heart, man. Right? For he had said that we must hide ourselves for a moment until the what? Indignation be overpast. For vengeance is in his heart. For vengeance is in his mind, man. Right? It says, and trample them in my fury. That doesn't sound like a day of rejoicing to me. That doesn't sound like a day of all love to me. That sounds like a day of war. In which is exactly what's happening here, man. That's Revelation chapter 12. A war in heaven. This is exactly what's going on here. It says, and their blood, whose blood? Esau's blood, the dragon's blood. These are the heathen's blood. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain my remnant. For the day of what? For the day of vengeance. So vengeance is in YAHAWASHI's heart, man. For I will tread them in my anger, hath he said. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, hath he said. What does the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34 say? Let me get it real quick. Real quick. Right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, Salafi. Right, this is Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34, and it reads, think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. This is YAHAWASHI red letter. YAHAWASHI himself speaking. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace but a sword. For I come to send a man at variance against his father, a daughter against his mother, the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be of his own household. He says to himself, man, he's bringing vengeance. He's bringing not peace, but destruction. Right? He's come back to bring a sword, man. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. His redeemed is Israel, because that's who he perished for. That's who he was slain for. That's who Isaiah 53 is for. That's who this whole book is about, man. Mainly about YAHAWASHI, but also about the nation of Israel and the Most High, the relationship that Israel has with the Most High, YAHAWAH. Right, it says, and I looked and there was none to help, right, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore, my own arm hath brought salvation unto me, and my fury had held up. It says, I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury. I will bring down their strength unto earth, man, because it's going to bring them down from their heaven, from their rulership, from their dominion. It's going to bring them down unto the basis of things, man, unto the lower ground level, man. Right, that's metaphorically speaking. Right? All that for what? All that war for what? All that destruction for what? My man, this is why. It says, I will mention the loving kindness of the Lord YAHAWAH, and the praises of YAHAWAH according to all that YAHAWAH hath bestowed upon us, and the great goodness towards the house of Israel, which he hath bestowed on them according to his mercies, according to the multitude of his loving kindness. For it said, surely they are my people, children that will not lie. So he was their savior. All that just for Israel, man. All that war just for Israel. All that bloodshed just for Israel. For vengeance as well, right? But all that because YAHAWASHI loves his elect, man. And is going to make the heathen perish for whatever it is that they've done unto us, man. Throughout all these generations, throughout all these carnations, throughout all these past lives, man. Right? So now let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 13. Let's see if Ezra saw a different vision. Right? Let's see what Ezra saw. Alright, this says, and it came to pass after 7 days I dreamt a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from what? From the sea. Take note. It says, and it moved all the waves thereof. Verse 3 says, and I beheld, and lo, a man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Who else was waxing strong with the armies, man? Right? Traveling in the greatness of his strength, traveling in armies, man. Glorious in his apparel, traveling with the greatness of his armies. Let's see what Ezra saw. Behold, and I behold, and lo, a man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things that were seen under him, all things trembled that was seen under him. So he had a stern look, man. YAHAWASHI is not what Christians portray him to be. Right? He had a stern look. He's a mean countenance. And wheresoever the voice went out of his mouth, they burnt, or they heard his voice. Like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. After this, I lo and behold, there was a great multitude gathered. Right, so there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew upon it. That's a chariot. That's the fathership right there, the biggest of all chariots. So big, it says, but I was seeing the region or the place whereout the hill or the chariot was graven out. And I could not. So a chariot so big that Esdras referred to it as a hill or a mountain that had no end. He couldn't see. He could see where it was beginning. He couldn't see the end though. But I would have seen the regional place wherein the hair was graven, and I could not. Imagine a ship so big you can't see where it's ending, man. All you see is just it shadowing over you, right? Causing darkness, blocking out the sun, right? Where was I? Right, verse 8, it says that after this I beheld, and lo, they which were gathered to subdue him, meaning the NATO, right? The armies, man, the armies of this world, the military of this world, right? The forces of this world, right? Because these people are really going to actually, try and fight YAHAWASHI when he returns, man. That's what all these movies are about, where humanity is battling aliens. What you think that's about, man? Right? But they're gonna lose. My man, it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, that which were gathered to subdue him was so afraid, and yet there's fights. So they're gonna be afraid, man. They're gonna be scared shitless. But they're still gonna fight. Right? Because YAHAWAH is gonna put that spirit upon them to wanna fight. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor his sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth that he had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming breath, out of his tongue cast out sparks and tempest. Right? So he's not going to physically be holding any sword, but he's going to be commanding the chariots to do this and do that. Right? And ultimately he's going to burn away with the multitude of the heathens, with the multitude of those that are going to war against him. Right? Which basically is the whole world, because this whole world is going to unite itself. Right? This whole Okupeo, right, is going to unite itself to fight YAHAWASHI. They're going to put aside their difference, so to speak, and fight against YAHAWASHI. Verse 13, and there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad. Salahia. Let me read verse 10 again. It says, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempest. Verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden innumerable multitude, so that upon a sudden of so many people, millions of people fighting against him, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. A prophet saw this, a man of the Lord saw this, and was afraid. But here you are wishing for the day of the Lord. Right? Upon a sudden, man, an innumerable multitude. So many people, man, that you just don't bother counting how many they are. So many people that they look like, that they're about to win this thing. Because there's power in numbers, right? Not this time. Yeah, not this time. It says, upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing. Upon a sudden, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. YAHAWASHI is going to vaporize these heathens, man. With the chariots, with the laser beams of the chariots. Yes, we truly believe that. Because it's written. It's right in front of you. I'm reading it for you. What you think the fire is, what you think the blast of the fire is, what you think the flaming breath and the great tempest, what you think that all that is, man. Right? All that fire is going to lead to dust and a smell of smoke of humans, of F-51 flying Raptor, what, right? All of those military, utensils, military vehicles, all of that, upon a sudden, just to dust and smell of smoke. What kind of power, what kind of fire, what kind of flaming breath is able to do that? Nothing that this world possesses. It's nothing that these heathens possess. It says, and afterward I saw the same man come down from a mountain, right, or from a chariot, right, call unto another a peaceable multitude, right, and there came out much people unto him, whereof some were glad, which are the elect, and some were sorry, which are going to be our slaves, and some were bound, and the others, and some of them were bound, and the others some brought them that were offered. It says, then was I sick through great fear, and I awakened and said, Thou hast showed thy servants these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. So this was a dream of the end time, man. This was a vision that Prophet Ezra saw of YAHAWASHI returning. This right here was a vision that Isaiah was given of YAHAWASHI's return. Now this right here is the vision that John the Revelator was given of YAHAWASHI's return. Amen. It says, Revelation chapter 7, Revelation chapter 19, we're going to start at verse 7, right? It says, let us be glad, let us rejoice, and let us give honor unto him, for for the merry supper of the Lamb is come, and his wife, meaning Israel, right? The merry supper of the Lamb is Israel once again being reunited with the Most High, right? And his wife, meaning Israel, hath made herself ready, right? Because if you read throughout the scriptures, plenty of times Yahawah has likened us unto his woman, unto his wife, has likened the nation of Israel unto his wife, unto his woman, right? It says, verse 8, it says, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, right? For with the fine linen is the righteousness of saints, right? And that's how we're going to be in the kingdom, and we're going to be righteous. We're going to be pure in the kingdom. We're going to be decked out in all manner of precious clothing and precious arrays in the kingdom. We're going to have riches beyond our imagination. We're going to travel places beyond this world, beyond this planet, so to speak. Right? We're going to have power, spiritual power. Revelation chapter 19 and 9, it says, and he said unto me, Write, blessed are they which are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb, blessed are the elect. And he said unto me, these things, these are the true sayings of HALALYAM, of the Most High. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou doest not, I am thy fellow servant. Now this is an angel speaking unto John the Revelator, saying, I am thy fellow servant. Worship not the angels, man. Right? It says, and of thy brethren. So we are at the same par with angels, man. The elect, that is. The prophets of the Lord, that is. The men of the Lord, the true men of the Lord, that is, are on the same level as angels, man, that have the testimony of YAHAWASHI. Worship HALALYAM, worship the Most High, for the testimony of YAHAWASHI is the spirit of prophecy. That's exactly what you're breaking down to you this day, prophecy. Like the day of the Lord is not what your pastor told you. The day of the Lord is not what your grandmother or grandfather told you, respectively. With respect, with all due respect. The day of the Lord is not what your mother told you, with all due respect. Not what your teacher told you, with all due respect. Right? The day of the Lord is what the scriptures told you. My man, this is the coming of HaMashiach, Revelation 19 and verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, white meaning purity, horse meaning power. Right? It says, and he that was sat upon him was called what? Faithful and true. Who is that? That can only be YAHAWASHI, man. Same vision for Ezra, same vision for Isaiah. So it says, And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. Didn't say he's gonna play, he's gonna plead with all men to sign contracts that claim the nation of Israel, its land again. No, man. The saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, shall take the earth and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. We're not going to be asking for nothing, man. His eyes, verse 12, it says, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but himself. Right? Meaning a title that no man could uphold but himself. It says, verse 13, it says, and he was clothed with the vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High. That's 1 John chapter 1 and 1. Verse 14, it says, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. Yeah, but I thought the Apocrypha was nothing but a man-made book. Right? Okay. So it says, verse 15, it says, out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. What did Ezra see? Ezra saw fire. Out of his mouth came out fire. What did Isaiah see? Right? Basically, those saw the same thing. Out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. Right? That with it he should smite the nations, and he should rule them with a rod of iron. And he treaded in the winepress, or in the wine fat, as Isaiah said, and of the furnace and the wrath of the almighty power. So he's coming back in the wrath of Abba, man. He's coming back in the wrath of Yahawah. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. He cried with a loud voice, saying, all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great day of the Lord. Why? It's going to be made a great sacrifice, man, upon thee. The fowls, the vultures of the heaven, right? The fowls of the heavens are going to have a feast at the dead bodies that are going to be on planet Earth, man. Because YAHAWASHI is not coming back to play around. Right? All the birds of the heavens, all the, the cockroaches, the decomposers of the earth, they're going to have a great feast, man. They're going to have a great supper because of the Most High, because, of the dead bodies. Right? It says that ye may eat the flesh of kings, the flesh of captains, the flesh of mighty men, the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, and small and great, even those that took the mark of the beast. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and the armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet who worked miracles before him, which is the beast, man, which is the WEF, the HO, the WHO. It says, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped the image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire with brimstone, man. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and the fowls were filled with their flesh. So those that are going to take the mark of the beast, some of them are going to be cast into the lake. And those that are not cast into the lake, YAHAWASHI himself is going to deal with them. Alright, so that's basically the day of the Lord, man. closing it out, let's go to the book of Daniel chapter 12. Just closing it out, the last verse. Promise, the last verse, then I'm done. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, and at the time Michael, the chief, matter of fact, and at the time Michael shall stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. Michael is the chief archangel, the head of all the archangels. He himself, man, and with the angels, of course, with the armies, of course. The great prince which standeth for thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even unto that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that is found written in the book. That's the day of the Lord, man. Right, so without further ado, we're gonna end it right there. Right, I want to give double honors unto the elders of Great Millstone, right, the elders and the teachers of Great Millstone, because those are the men that taught me this truth according to the Bible, according to the truth of the Bible, according to the true word of YAHAWASHI. And in closing, when I give all praises, all honor, all glory unto Yahawah, Bahasham YAHAWASHI, Bahasham QADASH, right, and unto you, right, that are unto you brothers that are going on highways and byways, right, making your bodies a living sacrifice. I want to say shalom to you, and to you sisters that are listening and learning in silence. When I say peace and safety and prosperity unto you, man. Right, keep doing what you're doing, keep praying, keep fasting, right, and keep repenting, man. With that, we're gonna say shalom, wa abad, babal, shalom.